Welcome back to Horizon SMP. This is episode 6. If you haven't watched any of the others, go watch them right now before you watch this one. Last episode was a little chaotic. I accidentally summoned a wither and it ended up killing me a couple times. But in the end, I actually managed to get a beacon, which is super good. And today, hopefully, we'll be able to fully power this. The plan for this episode is to build a new villager trading hall, and for that, I'm going to have to build an iron farm and a pumpkin and melon farm first. But first, as always, there's some things that I did off camera that I need to tell you guys about. I know it's a bit of a meme at this point, but I did some mining off camera. Here I have 2 shulker boxes full of my experiments that I did. I went strip mining for an hour, and then I went caving for an hour, and I wanted to see which one got me the most diamonds. Here is the box for strip mining. As you can see, I got about a stack and 15 diamond ore and almost 4 stacks of redstone. And caving, I got a little bit less, a stack less redstone and a few ores less. So in the end, they're pretty much the same. Depends how lucky you get most of the time. But then after I did this experiment, I went strip mining for many hours, and I managed to get several stacks of diamond ore and many stacks of redstone ore. This is just so many diamonds. Let's combine it with the ones in the shulker boxes. In the end, this is the total amount of diamonds and redstone that I got mining. It is just a ridiculous amount. I spent so long mining for this. I probably mined for about 10,000 blocks total. But now, I've been waiting to do this for so long, mining all of these ores with fortune. Let's start with the redstone, because that's a little less exciting. I just want to see how big of a tower this can make. I'm just going to build a 3x3 pillar all the way up to as high as I can go with all of this ore. Alright, I'm finally done placing all the redstone ore. It took a surprisingly long time, but I am like 150 blocks above the ground. This is so high, it's a ridiculous amount of redstone. Just look at how crazy that looks. From a distance, way up on this mountain, it's so high. Makes my builds look tiny. But now it's time to mine it all down to fortune and craft it into redstone blocks. I'm really curious to see how much I'm going to end up with. And I just realized I have 0 rockets to get up to the top of this thing, so I'm going to have to go to my shop and take some. But don't worry, I am paying for them. Oh, would you look at that? I made some sales. Nice. Now let's get mining this thing. Okay, the redstone pillar is completely taken down, and I have so much redstone block. I don't think I'm going to run out of redstone for a very, very long time. It actually took a pretty long time to take down, and by my levels you can just see how much redstone there was. I have 40 levels, and hopefully that'll be enough for me to enchant a new shovel since I lost mine in the last video. But now it's the time we've all been waiting for, building and taking down the diamond pile. I'm going to do the same thing that I did for the redstone pile, just build a 3x3 all the way up to as high as it can go. Oh my gosh, this looks absolutely crazy. There are so many diamonds in this one spot. The sheer amount of diamonds there are right here is just absurd. I'm so excited to take this down. This here represents hours and hours of mining, and I'm wondering how tall this is. From Y67 all the way to Y122. This pillar is 55 blocks tall, and each layer has 9 diamond ore in this. So that means even if we get the most statistically low number of diamonds possible, we'll still end up with 55 diamonds blocks. Now without further ado, let's cut this thing down. I'm done mining that entire diamond pillar, and I still haven't looked how many diamonds I have. Oh, of course it's raining. Here's the moment of truth. Oh my gosh. This looks like I'm in creative mode. Holy cow. I'm going to craft these all into blocks. Oh my gosh. 2 stacks of diamond blocks. And 2. This is the most diamonds I've ever held in survival Minecraft. And that's not to mention all the diamonds that I already have. If I combine them, oh my goodness, I almost have 3 stacks of diamond blocks. Okay, these will all go into my shulker box along with my beacon. Wait a minute. I just realized the beacon. Oh, this is gonna be such a flex. Here we go. Full diamond beacon. And to make it even better, let's activate it with a diamonds too. Might as well be resistance and regeneration. Perfect. That just looks crazy. Full diamond beacon in survival Minecraft. And I don't even know what I'm gonna do with all these redstone blocks. I guess make a bunch of farms and stuff. But now I'll stop flexing on the extraordinary amount of diamonds I have and get on to the main point of the video. The villager trading hall. But before I can build the villager trading hall, as I mentioned at the start of the video, I have to build an iron farm and an automatic pumpkin and melon farm. I've started gathering some of the resources I'm going to need, but this isn't all of them. But I'm not going to bore you all with another material gathering montage. I'm just going to start building right now. The farms are complete, and it took us a long time, but it is so worth it. They have been so efficient. The iron farm especially has produced so much iron, I will never have to go mining again. Holy cow. And it has a byproduct of poppies and string, so that's infinite red dye and string. And then the massive pumpkin and melon farm. This thing has 2 layers. The bottom one is melons, and the top one is pumpkins. And this has also been super efficient. We have a full double chest full of pumpkins and a full chest full of melons too. And as you'll notice, the melons are actually full melon blocks and not just the slices. And that's because under here I actually have a machine that crafts the melons into melon blocks. Whenever the hopper goes by, it funnels into this crafter and it turns it into a melon block. And I also have the same kind of thing over here at the iron farm where this crafter turns it into iron blocks. So now selling all of this stuff that I got from the farms will allow us to get so many emeralds from the villager trading hall. But first we have to actually build the trading hall, so that's what we're going to do right now. The new trading hall is going to go right here. We started digging out a little bit here. It's going to go right next to the old trading hall. We're going to need some resources for this thing. I'll just gather those off camera so you don't have to watch that. Also, we're going to need a lot of beds, but that's not a problem because off camera, to build the iron farm, we needed a lot of beds. So over at my base, I actually started building a pretty nice and temporary wool farm. As you can see, it's been super efficient also, so the beds for the trading hall will be no problem at all. But we're gonna need a haste 2 beacon to mine this thing out, so I'm gonna have to actually take down my diamond beacon. Another reason for taking it down is if I don't, I'm sure someone will come and steal blocks from it. So I'm gonna take this down right now. I don't think I'm gonna rebuild the diamond one over there because it's too risky. I'm just gonna build a new iron one. And if you guys want to build the iron farm yourself, the link to the tutorial that I used will be in the description. Now let's get building this thing. The villager trading hall is complete. It took a pretty long time, but as you can see, it's completely done, and I have 5 whole floors. I also installed this bubble elevator so I can quickly travel between the floors. It took a pretty long time. There's some pretty expensive materials, so thank you to Crystal King who helped me gather a lot of them. Out here I also have these villagers, which I'm gonna soon put into the trading hall after I get them to have the right trades and zombify them with Mr. Zombie over here. Ow! He hurts a lot because he has a sharp mystery sword. Anyway, let's start getting these guys into the trading hall. The first thing I need to do is get all these guys to sell me golden carrots. Now one of these guys turned into a farmer. Alright, you come here. And we need to level this guy up by buying a bunch of bread from him. And then we can buy some pumpkin pies from him. Now we can go grab some of our melons to trade with this guy to level him up some more. But does he sell golden carrots? He does. Okay, that's perfect. Now we can get a rail and bring it into the trading hall. And right here we have our farmer villager. So we can just place a minecart here. Alright, we picked him up. Perfect. Now that guy should convert him. Perfect. Oh no! Oh, I did not count on this. Oh no. No, go in the trading hall, you zombie. I don't have a water bucket. I'm sorry. No. No, 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 no. Stop burning, stop burning, stop burning. Stop burning! Oh, thank goodness. Okay. Oh, I did not count on that. What do we do? No! What? No! The villager! Oh my gosh! No! What am I gonna do? Okay, there we go. Okay, we just gotta get them all in minecarts. Okay, I think I got most of them rounded up now. That is so annoying. I hate villagers so much. No! We're losing so many villagers. This villager trading hall is being a lot more trouble than it needs to be. There we go, all in. Alright, now let's do the next villager. Who's gonna be the lucky one? You here, what do you sell me? And melons. And he actually sells golden carrots, perfect. Now we can again attempt to get this guy into the trading hall. Hopefully this time though, it goes successfully. Okay, he is now converted. Oh wait, I forgot to build the shade. We gotta build some shade along this trail so he doesn't catch on fire. We can flick this lever. He should get sent along. Yes! Okay, we can send him right in here. This might hurt a little bit. Ow, ow. Now we can get another weakness potion, splash it on him, and start him curing. Alright, now I'm gonna get on with trying to get all of these guys into the trading hall. Let's go. The trading hall is finally, well, it's not complete. There's still about 4 more layers of villagers that I have to get in, but the hardest of all of them, the farmers, is complete. I cannot express how long this took. Between curing the villagers and getting the right trades, everything just took so long, and there kept being technical difficulties. Minecraft has been having some problems recently with realms so that they cannot load properly, and I could not get onto this world for days at a time. But eventually I actually managed to get back on and got all the villagers into the trading hall. But at long last, it's finally done. Thank goodness. I do not want to do this again, but actually I have to because there's still 4 more layers of this trading hall to fill. But first, now I'm going to do the first full cycle of trading on the farmer level of villagers to see how many emeralds and golden carrots I can get. They all trade emeralds for 1 pumpkin and 1 melon, and they trade 3 golden carrots for 1 emerald, so I can probably get a ton. Anyway, let's do all this trading in a quick time lapse. Alright, so I just went through once around the loop of villagers and I managed to get this many emeralds, and the only reason I didn't get more is because of the limit that they can sell. They can only buy 12 pumpkins or melons at a time. That's why I still have a bunch of them left over in these shulker boxes. And if I turn these into blocks, it's a stack and 16, which is a kind of a lot actually. That's a decent amount for just like 5 minutes of trading. And now I have another shulker box, and I'm going to go around the loop one more time buying golden carrots and see if I can fill it all the way up. I have completely traded away all of my emeralds into golden carrots, and I have an entire shulker box full, plus some that are still in this chest. And all of this only cost about 5 stacks of melons and 5 stacks of pumpkins. These golden carrots are going to last me a long time, and in between videos I might go and trade some more of these pumpkins and melons into emeralds. But we're not even close to done with this trading hall. We still have 4 more layers. Arguably they won't be as hard as this one, because this one we had to re-roll to get the carrot trade multiple times. But the next layer is just going to be blacksmiths and toolsmiths and stuff so that we can trade the iron for even more emeralds. But I have a slight problem, and that is the amount of golden apples I have. I have about 50, and that's kind of a lot, but each layer has 30 villagers, and if I want to zombify and cure all of them, I'm going to need a lot more gold. So if I fly over back to the iron farm and pumpkin and melon farm, so if I just do a bit of a spin, and when I stop spinning, you can actually see that I've fully constructed the gold farm. This thing is super efficient. So efficient, in fact, that I actually had to slow it down because of the lag that it makes if it goes at full speed. I already have a ton of gold from it. Oh, wait. That's not right. Oh yeah, I put it all into this shulker box already. I already have about 3 stacks of gold blocks. This is pretty decent. As you can see also, this is a super good XP farm. I have 113 levels. And credit for this farm goes to the same person who designed the gunpowder farm I use in this world, JC Plays. The link to his tutorial will be in the description also. I'll just show you guys quickly how it works. There's a minecart with hopper that picks up the items from the trident killer and it sends it along here. I have a sorter for rotten flesh that sends it into an auto incinerator. And I have a sorter for gold nuggets and gold ingots. The gold nuggets get crafted into gold ingots in this crafter right here. And then the gold ingots all go through here and get crafted into gold blocks. And all of the golden swords go into this dispenser here and are thrown into lava. The reason I don't smelt them is because it takes a pretty long time to smelt, and this thing is ridiculously fast. And I've realized now that this episode I've kind of become very rich. I have 3 stacks of diamond blocks, loads of emeralds that I can get super easily, infinite iron, and so much gold, plus almost half a chest full of redstone blocks back at my base. Now that I have all of this stuff, it's kind of at the point in this world where I'm done getting things prepared for everything, and I can start working on a bunch of huge projects. From here on out, this series is going to be a lot more fun. But there's still a few more things we have to do, such as getting this trading hall fully filled out with villagers. And now that we have enough gold to make enough golden apples for all the villagers to be cured, I think we can get on with it. And I know villagers are really boring and you don't really want to watch me do any of that, so I'm going to do it in a super quick montage. If you want, you can even skip through it. All I'm going to be doing is getting blacksmiths on this layer to sell iron to, librarians on this layer to buy some enchanted books from. This layer I'll probably have a bunch of stonemasons, and on the last layer down here I'm just going to have a whole bunch of random villagers, just a mix of a bunch of ones that we don't need to devote an entire layer to. Anyway, without further ado, let's get started with a super quick montage. After much pain and suffering, and a long time later, the villager trading hall is finally complete, and you might have noticed that I'm not actually looking at it, and that's because as soon as I do, it starts to get incredibly, unbearably laggy. It's a little bit ridiculous, but it makes sense because I have about 150 villagers in this whole trading hall. I'm not going to go over to the farmers again because you already saw those. But I am going to go down to the second layer where I have all of my toolsmiths and armor smiths. These guys all trade me iron for emeralds, so that means I can get a lot of emeralds super quickly. And also I can buy diamond armor for 1 emerald and 7 emeralds in diamond chestplate's case. And that's because I cured these villagers, so they will all have super good prices. On this side, I have some toolsmiths which can trade me some pickaxes and shovels and axes and stuff. And over here, I have some weaponsmiths which trade me swords. On the third layer, I have my librarians, and this layer, out of all of them, took the absolute longest. Each one trades a different book according to the sign above their heads, and I have almost every single book that you can possibly get from librarians. And you might notice there's one empty spot, and I have a funny story that goes along with this. I was breaking and placing lecterns for at least a couple hours at this spot trying to get a sharpness 5 book, and I just couldn't. It just wouldn't come. I just could not get it. But then Crystal King had the idea to check the other villagers, like level them up to see what other trades they have, and this person finally had a sharpness 5 enchantment book. You have no idea how long I waited to get that. Anyway, continuing on, the next layer I have stonemasons and clerics. With the masons, I can trade to get bricks, some other random blocks, terracottas, and most importantly, quartz or quartz pillars. As you can see, this person trades me blocks of quartz. And the clerics are also important because I can trade all of my gold to emeralds. Also, I can buy redstone, glowstone, ender pearls, and bottles of enchanting. On this last layer, I have no idea why, but for some reason, all of these iron golems spawn. I have no idea why they only spawn on this layer. There's just so many iron golems on this layer for some reason. Anyway, this layer, the main point is just to have all the other random types of villagers that I didn't really know where else to put. Here we have some librarians, but these guys trade bookshelves. I also have Fletchers, which can give me some pretty good stuff, like some tipped arrows. Cartographers, which I can trade to get some cool maps and banners and item frames. Fishermen, which I don't even remember why I put these. Oh yeah, campfires. I can get campfires from these guys. I have a bunch of these shepherds which can trade me different wool types and banners and paintings. Anyway, that's pretty much all the villagers I have. Now I really want to get out of this area because of how laggy it is. And if you're wondering why this video came out late, this is why. You have no clue how long this took. Probably almost a month total progress went into this trading hall. And you'll notice now that this area is now completely devoid of any other villager stuff, and that's because I removed all the old things. The old trading hall is now gone, so is the villager breeder and the villager pen. So now it looks a lot cleaner. I will have to get rid of this torch spam soon, and this pumpkin and melon farm needs to go. And there are some other things I want to talk about before I end this episode. As you might have noticed, I have 421 XP levels, and that's because this gold farm is so efficient at producing XP and gold. I already have an entire shulker box full of gold blocks, and it was overflowing, so I had to put some in here too. I really hope I don't die because these levels took a long time of AFKing for me to get. And also over here you can see there's a bee farm. Now this isn't mine, it's Crystal King's, but I let him build it near my AFK area so that I could get him some honeycomb, and as you can see it's actually producing quite a lot. I think he's gonna make a shop or something with that, I'm not entirely sure. Over at my base you can see the sheep have all died from wolves, so I guess I'll just remove this farm. It's already produced me a pretty decent amount of wool. This should keep me stocked up for a long time. And there's still this sniffer pen. I'm gonna have to get rid of this soon. I don't know what I'm gonna do with the sniffers, because next episode is gonna be a huge city expansion on my medieval town. I'm gonna be expanding the village this way towards the river, building the river bigger, terraforming it, and maybe building the other side of houses of the city along here. I'm not entirely sure what the plan is for next episode. I just know it involves a lot of building. I am super excited for the next episode, and if you are too, then make sure that you are subscribed because it really helps out. And I am so close to 1,000 subscribers. If you could help me get there, it would be much appreciated. But because there's going to be so much building in the next episode, it probably is going to take a long time to come out again. So you just be patient, but it will come out and it will be a super awesome episode. And with that being said, there is just one more thing I want to tell you guys about. If you enjoy this series and you want to be a part of it, then leave your name in the comments. I'll friend you and you can join this server yourself and become a member. Keep in mind this is only for people who have Bedrock Edition and will consistently play on the server. So if you think you're just going to leave after a few weeks of playing and then not join again, then probably don't join, because we're looking for members who are going to play until the end of the server. Also, it would be convenient if you had Discord, so that way we can communicate a lot easier, but it's not a requirement. Anyway, that is all I have time for in this episode, so if you did enjoy it, then consider subscribing and maybe even leave a like. If you made it to the end, thank you all for watching, and goodbye!